Hi budget babes, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Julia Creations and I'm back with another video. So in today's video, you guys, we're going to be doing a very simple budget that's just a budget with not so many expenses but wanting to still figure out how to pay off debt and build a savings. Once again, you guys, I do all types of budgets. If you're new here, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Julia Creations. I'm a budget coach that specializes in teaching clients on how to get their finances on track, pay off debt, or reach whatever financial goals they have. So this client doesn't have that many expenses, but she does have some debt and she also has a savings that she wants to build. So we're going to talk about how we're going to pay off debt and build our savings using a debt tracker. Of course, all of these products are from juliacreations.com. We even dropped our new iPad pen. So if you are a digital planner girly, make sure you guys go and get yours. We do have 3 different color options, which are right beside me, which I'm so excited about, you guys. But anywho, we're going to get into it. Once again, guys, everybody's financial situation is different, so this budget may not work for you, but it's going to work for her based off her expenses. So just keep in mind that this is a judgment-free zone, and what you may have, somebody else may not have, vice versa. So just keep that in mind. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have the hiccups terribly, so I'm glad I'm going to be speeding up this video so you guys don't gotta hear me hiccuping. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill up our September calendar, and we're gonna go ahead and write down all her bills and her expenses in here and her paydays, and I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, and just like that, we set up our bill calendar. So now we're going to go through and set up our monthly budget. So keep in mind, guys, for our monthly budget, we're going to go ahead and write in our income for the month, what our fixed bills are, which our bills are usually the same every month, our variables, our expenses that vary each month. So based off her budget, we already know bi-weekly she makes $1,200. So we're going to set up a bi-weekly breakdown and set up our goal, which her main goal is to pay off the laser loan, which totals to about $400 per month. So we're going to go ahead and target that goal. And then we're going to go ahead and add everything up and set this up to a bi-weekly budget. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in her expenses, and then I'll be right back. So now that we went ahead and wrote down of our bills and expenses, let's add them up. So 100 plus 400 plus 10 plus 171. So our fixed are going to total to 681. Perfect. And then our variables, we spend $80 a month on gas, 50 on shopping, 50 on eating out, 200 on groceries, plus 100 on self-care. So we're going to total about 480 for our variables. 480 plus 681 is going to give us 1161. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and find our cash surplus, you guys, which is going to be the money we have left, which is our full income of $2,400 minus 1161. So remember, guys, cash surplus formula: full expenses minus our full income minus expenses. So we're gonna have $1,239 going in our savings. Super nice cash surplus. So how do we see this on a paycheck breakdown? Now we're gonna set up our bi-weekly budget so we can actually see. So how are we going to break this down to bi-weekly budget? First, we want to set up our weeks of. So we're going to go ahead and look at our weeks of. So September 1st to September 8th. I like to do the Sunday to Sunday, or you could do the Monday to Sunday, whatever you feel comfortable with, but we're going to start with Sunday since it's the 1st. So we're going to say September 1st to September 8th, and we're just going to set up our weeks of. This way we just see an overview of all of our weeks coming in. So we have September 1st to September 8th, September 9th to September 15th, all right, September 16th to September 22nd, and September 23rd to September 29th. Alright, you guys, and that's our weeks of. So now we're going to go ahead and break it down. So how we set up a bi-weekly budget is we want to go through and figure out our paydays and our expenses. So we know our last paycheck was August 25th. So August 25th will have to cover this phone bill because we don't get paid again until the 11th of September. We'll go ahead and cross this out on our calendar and section it off. So we know everything that's in yellow fell on this last payday. So what we're going to do in our bi-weekly budget, we're going to zero this out. We don't get paid this week, so no expenses come out this week. We would have to use our last August check to cover those bills. So the next payday we have is going to fall on 9/11, and our income that we're bringing in is going to be $1,200. So how we set up a bi-weekly budget, we're going to go ahead and section this off. So we're going to use green. The payday falls on the 11th, and these are going to be all the bills that are going to come out within this pay period. So we section it off in our calendar, and we're going to highlight it. So we know we have the laser loan that's going to come out for $400. So we're going to go ahead and put the laser loan as our fixed side. Laser loan. This is going to be $400. So we're going to go ahead and write in all of our bills that would come out in this pay period. A gym membership, our car insurance, all right. So once we write in our bills, now we go in and decide our variable expenses. So variables, if we're paid bi-weekly, we usually divide it by 2. So gas, we're going to spend $80 a month. Shopping, we're going to spend $50 a month. Groceries, or eating out, $50. Groceries, $100 or $200. And then self-care. So all we're going to do is literally go in and divide this by 2. So if we break this down by 2, we're going to have gas, which is going to be $40 bi-weekly. Because remember, this has to cover us for 2 weeks. We don't get paid this next week. We won't get paid again until this payday. So we got gas for $40, shopping for $25, eating out $25, alright, groceries were $200 a month, so we're going to do $100 bi-weekly. And then self-care is $100 a month. So we're going to go ahead and break this down to self-care $50 bi-weekly. So now that we went ahead and put all our expenses, we covered ourselves for the next 2 weeks. This is a visual aspect on the calendar, so you can see the 2 weeks. This is the week we get paid. This is the week we don't get paid. And this is our next pay period. So now let's go ahead and add up our expenses for the 2 weeks. So 400 plus 10 plus 171. Our main bills we're going to pay out of this check is going to total to $581. All right, let's go to the next week. 40 plus 25 plus 25 plus 150 is going to be 240. 240 plus 581. Our expenses are going to total to 821 this week. So now how much do we put in our savings? We're going to take 1200 and we're going to minus it by our expenses going out, because this is the income coming in and this is the expenses going out. So this gives us 379 in our savings until we get paid again. And just like that, we finished our first paycheck of the month that easily. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is our second week, because we're paid bi-weekly. This will be our pay period. All of our variables are going to repeat again, and we're going to put our bills that come through in this section. Alright, you guys, so now when we get to this next week, we're going to just color coordinate it blue. And this is going to be the pay period that falls on the 25th. And this has to cover us all the way into that first week of October, because our next payday will fall on the second week of October. So we know for sure we got to cover our phone bill, which is going to be $100. It's the payday of the 25th. $1,200. And we got our phone bill, which is going to be $100. And then all of our variables are going to repeat again because those are bi-weekly. So we got gas for 40, shopping 25, and eating out 25 again. Oh my gosh, you guys, my foot fell asleep. I hate when that happens. Out 25, groceries 100, self-care, it's gonna be 50. All right, let's go ahead and add those up. 40 plus 25 plus 25 plus 150 is gonna be 240. 240 plus 100 is gonna give us 340 for this week. 1200 minus 340 is going to give us 860 in our savings. And then the next week we don't get paid again, which would be September 30th to October 6th. We don't get paid again this week, so this week would just zero out. And then this paycheck that comes will be a repeat. Payday 9/11. Alright, because it's a bi-weekly budget, so it's every other week. It would just start to duplicate itself again. Alright, you guys. So that's as easy as it is to set up a bi-weekly budget. Now let's add up to make sure it matches our savings. So we want to make sure all of our numbers are correct. How we do that is we're going to go ahead and add up what we saved each week. So the first week we saved $379. The second week we saved $860. How you're going to know if your budget is correct is if your weekly or bi-weekly budget matches your monthly. Sometimes it could be off by a little bit, but it should match. That's how you know you spread your numbers out correctly. So since the numbers match, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start our debt payoff plan, because our goal is to pay off our loan. Alright, you guys, so how we're going to use our debt tracker now. So our goal is to pay off our laser loan. So that's where we're going to put the creditor. And then up here, we're going to put our cash surplus. So remember, our cash surplus is the money we have left over after our bills and expenses, which is going to be $12.39. So that is our cash surplus. So we're going to put this as a loan. Our starting balance is $30.33. I don't care about the credit limit or this information. We're going to put the interest rate on here just so you guys can see what it is. And then our minimum payments are $400. And then we want to pay this off by November. So if our goal is to pay this off by November, we're going to break down our cash surplus. We're going to put $700 of this towards debt. And we're going to put $539 in our savings. So that way we can build our savings and pay off debt at the same time. So why $700? If we take $30.33 and divide it by 700, it'll roughly take us about 4 months to pay off the card. But we're putting a minimum of $400 on top of a debt payoff additional of $700. So that's rarely, and the interest rate's only 7%. So it's almost like we're putting $1,100 towards that card. So what we're going to do at the end of September, because this is when we started our budget, we're going to go ahead and put $400 minimum on top of a $700 additional. So the balance we're starting with is going to be $30.33. So we're going to take $30.33 and we're going to minus it from $1,100 because that's what we're putting towards the loan. So by the time we get to October, which is going to be 10/31, we're going to do this same process again, 400 plus 700, and we're going to take the balance that we paid. So $30.33 minus $1,100 will bring this balance down to $19.33 because we're paying off the card as we go. So you guys, this is our minimum included with our balance. So as we pay off our minimum and the extra $700, this loan would decrease. You can round up for interest, but since the interest rate's super small, I'm not too concerned about us even out. All right, you guys, and we're going to keep going. So we're going to take $19.33 and we're going to minus it from $1,100. $19.33 minus $1,100 puts the balance at $8.33. And then what we're going to do for the end of November, which is going to be $11.30, we're going to go ahead and take our $400 plus our additional $700, which is going to give us $1,100 minus $8.33. 1,100 minus 833 is going to give us $267 to put in our savings, and our balance here will be paid off. All right, so that's how long it will take us to pay off the laser loan. So now we're going to go ahead and set up our savings that we would have created by doing this budget. So remember, guys, we were automatically putting $539 in our savings. So how do we convert that to our savings tracking jar? So we broke it down and put $700 towards debt, which is right here. Just highlight our $700 extra that we put towards debt. And then we're also putting $539 in our savings. So let's go ahead and set that up in our savings tracking jar. So we know starting August, September, so we know September, October, and November, we put $539 in our savings. So remember, guys, we put $539 in our savings for the next 3 months while we're working to pay off our debt. So we're going to go ahead and say $539 for September, $539 for October, and $539 for November. So let's say our savings goal was to save $1,000. Our starting balance at the end of each month was $539. $539 times 3 months, because that's what we've been saving for. $539 times 3 months. We'll go ahead and have $16.17 in our savings once we pay off that loan, because we were putting money aside while paying off our debt. That's how easy it is, you guys. And then we're going to put this in a high yield savings account and set up a sinking funds so we could earn some interest. And that's how we set up a bi-weekly budget that helps us reach our goal to pay off debt and build our savings, because it is possible to do 2 things at once. And just like that, budget babes, this is a very simple, easy bi-weekly budget that focuses on paying off debt and building our savings based off her expenses. Once again, this is going to look different for each person based off your budget, so this may look different for you. But this is how we use our debt tracker to pay off our debt and build our savings at the same time. So not only will we pay off a $3,000 loan, we'll also save $16,000 in a span of 3 months. So for the people that are saying, well, I'm going to wait till the new year to start my budget journey, imagine by the new year you could already be debt free or close. Of course, it's going to be different based on your cash surplus, you guys, but it's still worth starting and getting yourself situated. So if you guys are wanting to get a budget plan set up for you, make sure you guys book your one-on-one consultations in the description box below. Also, purchase your budget planners, physical and digital, at juliacreations.com so you can see a change in your finances. Make sure you guys like this video and share it with a friend. I will see you guys next time. Have a great week. Bye.